Okay, government class. We are back at it. Yesterday, you researched two of the amendments that have been passed and added to our Constitution since the passage of the Bill of Rights in the late 1700s, and we're gonna kind of move on now. Right, that was really kind of the final piece, honestly, that again is in the Constitution. I had mentioned yesterday that this next kind of section is all about things that aren't mentioned in the Constitution or that kind of just are maybe implied but wasn't really thought of to be a big deal when our Constitution was written. So again, clearly those amendments have been added and they've changed some things, but there's many other changes that were not mentioned in the Constitution and that aren't even really directly mentioned or referenced in any of the amendments. And so here's the first one: political parties. All right. So I'll dispel one quick myth here. We have many political parties in the United States. Okay. I mean, dozens. Now, the issue being you really only hear about two of those political parties, correct? I mean, the Republicans and the Democrats. And so we're going to get into in a future lesson, either tomorrow or the following day, into why we only have two major political parties and what's going on there. But for today, we're just going to take a kind of a dive into them, right? And specifically today, we're going to dive into what do the two political parties believe, right? What do they think? And so there's just really two steps to this lesson. First up is a handout. It's really just a chart. There's not a whole lot to read. But I want you to take a couple minutes and look at the chart, and it lays out some of the biggest and most contentious issues in our country today, and where the Republican and Democratic parties stand on those issues. Okay, and again, that's classic stance. In other words, are there some Republicans that don't believe that? Are there some Democrats that don't believe this? Well, of course, sure. But this is what the official parties themselves would say in response to questions about these issues. Okay, so take a couple minutes, look it over. The final piece in the folder is just a few very short questions about that, and then about your experience doing the next step, which is to take a short online quiz about what you believe about these different issues. Now, let me just say, I don't want this to be something that you spend tons and tons of time with, because, some of the questions are going to be a little complex. Some of them, to be honest, you probably haven't heard of those issues before. It's okay to leave a few of them blank, okay? But if you leave too many blank, it won't give you results at the end, all right? And you're going to need the results. So it's okay to leave a couple blank if you've just never heard of it. It's okay to click the More Information tab, read it, think about it for 15 seconds, and then answer it, okay? I don't want you to spend 45 minutes researching all these different topics. I mean, you can, okay? But I don't think that's necessary, right? This should just be, I hear about this issue. I basically know what that is. Here's what I think we should do about it, okay? At the end of the quiz, which again, I think should take you 15 to 20 minutes tops. At the end of the quiz, then you're going to get some results given to you. And it's going to tell you the political party that actually you most closely align with. Some of those will be minor parties, okay? Some of them will be minor. What you need to do is at the end of the quiz, you need to screenshot it, okay, which is Control, Shift, and the button right above number 6 on your Chromebook. Screenshot that and attach it to one of the two assignments in the folder, or obviously email it to me, okay? But you need to screenshot your results to verify that you finished it and that you took it, okay? And then then there's the assignment called Republican versus Democrat that you'll then have to answer just a couple basic questions about your experience and what you thought of it, okay? So again, there's two separate things you'll turn in today. You'll turn in the screenshot of your results from your I Side With quiz, and then you'll answer a few basic questions about the whole experience. All right, and again, the whole idea is here that you are going to be exposed to what do the political parties believe and what do you believe about some of these things. Final caveat, right? The quiz is just a guide. Clearly, you don't actually have to vote for that party. Okay, clearly, you may actually lean much more heavily towards just one single issue. And so, because the way the Republican Party thinks about that issue, or the way the Democratic Party believes about that issue, you're going to vote that way no matter what. That's fine, right? I mean, I'm not here to change your mind on that, but I want you to be aware of what issues are out there, and to kind of give you an idea of which party do you actually kind of tend to agree more with. Okay, so I know that was kind of a lot of instructions. I'll try to be detailed in the instruction page as well. But if you have any questions, feel free to email or text me.